All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to talk about something really simple, but also kind of profound. It's this idea that sits just underneath all the chaos of our lives. We're going to go on a little journey, not out there somewhere, but right back in here, to a place we never actually left.
So let me just start by asking you this. Does this sound familiar? Have you ever felt completely lost, just adrift in a sea of your own thoughts, your worries, your to-do lists? I mean, it's such a universal feeling, right? We get so caught up in the doing, the planning, the becoming, that we get exhausted by this endless, full-time job of just trying to be me.
And this quote, wow, it just nails it. We get so lost looking at our own reflection, analyzing all the stories about ourselves, that we trap ourselves in this maze. We think the goal is to solve the maze, right? But what if the maze itself is the illusion?
So how exactly do we get so turned around in the first place? Well, let's explore that. This first part is all about that noise, the sheer cacophony of modern life that pulls us away from who we really are.
For a lot of us, it starts right here. We become our calendars, we are our responsibilities, our productivity scores, our whole identity gets shrink-wrapped around what we managed to get done, what we can check off the list.
And then, of course, there's this voice. Oh, you know the one. That constant narrator in your head that's just got the volume cranked to 11, judging every single move, comparing you to everyone else, and always insisting you're not quite there yet.
And our mind is so good at its job, you know? It keeps receipts. It pulls up every old mistake, every childhood wound, every single misstep, and slaps it on the table as proof. See? You're fundamentally flawed.
So what does all that add up to? Well, it adds up to a performance. We're constantly playing a role. The capable adult, the chill friend, the successful professional. We're wearing all these different costumes, and man, it is just exhausting.
Okay, but what if there's something else? In this next section, we're going to tune out that noise for a second. We're going to listen for a quiet reminder, just a little glimpse of a different reality that's always been there.
You know, it's not some big, loud, fireworks in the sky kind of revelation. It's usually found in the little gaps, that quiet moment right when you wake up. The tiny pause between your inhale and your exhale. It's a space that's so small, but also so huge that we usually just rush right past it.
And this quote right here gets to the absolute heart of it all. This is the big idea. You are not the story. You are not the things that happen to you, good or bad. You are the space, the awareness where all of that stuff happens. This brings us to a really important distinction. So let's break down how we can start to separate the story of our life from the space that's holding it. Let's talk about the watcher within.
Okay, let's really dive into this, because this is the whole thing right here. On one side, you've got the story. That's all the stuff you experience, right? Your thoughts, feelings, roles, your wins, your losses. It's the movie of your life. But then, on the other side, you have the space. And that is who you really are. You're not the movie, you're the screen it's playing on. You're the silent witness, the unchanging presence, the canvas for the entire story.
A good term for this space is pure awareness. Just think about what that means for a second. This awareness is incredibly patient. It's never been hurt or wounded because, well, it was never born into the story, into time. It just watches everything without needing to fix or change a single thing. Okay, so that all sounds great in theory, right? But how do we actually connect with this in our real, busy, messy lives? Well, that brings us to our next part, which is all about the practice of returning home. And it's not by adding more stuff, it's about simple subtraction.
You can actually try this with me right now. It's a tiny, almost ridiculously simple experiment. For real, just stop for 3 honest seconds. Now let your next breath just be a breath, without a story attached. Feel a sensation in your body, maybe the warmth of your hands, without labeling it. And in that little gap, just notice the awareness that's quietly watching it all. That's it. That's the whole practice.
And I really want to stress this part. This is not another self-improvement project. You don't need to achieve some big state of enlightenment or become a better person. The only thing to do is to gently subtract the story, to just for a moment let go of identifying with all the thoughts and feelings.
And here's the beautiful thing you find in that space. You find permission. Radical permission. The awareness doesn't fight anything. The anxiety's allowed to be here. The grief, the doubt, that little flutter of quiet joy. It's all welcome. Everything is allowed to come and go. And this welcoming, this unconditional permission, that's a really deep kind of love.
And all of this leads us to our final, really powerful conclusion. This whole journey we're talking about, it's not about trying to get to some new destination. It's about realizing that you are, and you always, always have been, already home.
We spend so much of our lives trying to fix ourselves, don't we? Trying to gather up all the broken pieces and finally become whole. But the truly astonishing thing isn't that you can become whole, it's that you have never been anything else. Your wholeness, that pure awareness we talked about, it was never broken. It was just covered up by the noise, hidden behind the story you thought was you.
And listen, you're going to forget this, probably 5 minutes from now. We all do, but forgetting is not a failure, it's not a screw-up. It's just a human condition. The practice isn't about never forgetting, it's just about gently and kindly returning, over and over again.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought to ponder. What if you stopped looking for some big sign, some lightning bolt from the sky to prove you're okay? What if the only proof you ever needed was right here, right now, in the quiet, unshakable knowing that you are already home?